Welcome to Unknown Theory. In today's video we'll talk about the theory concerning why humans have birthmarks. Disclaimer: we can't confirm any of the theories or stories we talk about in our channel. All stated information is purely for entertainment purposes. According to dermatology, a birthmark is a harmless irregularity on the skin which is present at birth or appears shortly after birth, usually in the first month, and they can occur anywhere on the skin. Birthmarks happen as a result of a localized imbalance in factors controlling the development and migration of skin cells. Keep in mind that birthmarks are not hereditary. Birthmarks can be flat or raised, have regular or irregular borders, and have different shades of coloring from brown, tan, black, or pale blue to pink, red, or purple. Doctors have divided birthmarks into two categories: vascular and pigmented. Vascular are generally the ones that appear to be reddish or pink-like, and the pigments are the ones commonly known as moles or dark brownish spots on the skin. But there is also another type of birthmark that doctors don't talk about, and those are the ones that look like scars. There's a lot of people, and maybe even you, that are born with one scar or multiple scars on their skin, and our theory might help you understand why that is. Every culture has its different beliefs about birthmarks. Some say it could mean good luck, and others say it's a sign of bad luck. We believe that a birthmark might be a hint of what happened to you in your past life. Eastern cultures strongly believe that any birthmark can be a sign of how many times you have died and how you died previously. Dr. Ian Stevenson was a Canadian-born psychiatrist who worked for the medicine department in the University of Virginia. As founder and director of the university's Division of Perceptual Studies, which investigates the paranormal, Stevenson became known for his research into cases he considered suggestive of reincarnation, the idea that emotions, memories, and even physical bodily features can be transferred from one life to another. Over a period of 40 years in international fieldwork, he investigated 3,000 cases of children who claimed to remember past lives.
And many years ago, I began noticing reports about children and adults who seemed to remember previous lives.
He claimed that certain phobias, philias, unusual abilities and illnesses could not be fully explained by heredity or the environment. Remember, I told you that birthmarks are not hereditary. He also believed that, in addition to genetics and the environment, reincarnation might possibly provide a third, contributing factor. In a study he conducted with 895 children who claimed to remember their past life, birthmarks and/or birth defects that happened in the past life were reported in 35% of the kids. The 309 children who had a birthmark and/or defect on the child were said to relate to a wound, usually fatal, or mark on the person the child remembers he or she was before. Dr. Stevenson says that children who remember their past life can be found anywhere in the world, but that they are mostly found in Southeast Asia. Children who remember their past life talk about it between the ages of 2 to 4, and they start to forget or stop talking about it between ages 5 and 7. Dr. Stevenson says there are a lot of kids that give vague statements or memories, but he claims he has heard stories of kids who describe their past life detail by detail, remembering where they lived, who they were, and even how they died. Now we'll show you the case studies of some children and adults Dr. Stevenson researched. Here, you can see a wound-like scar on the chest of an Indian young man that remembered, when he was a kid, the life of a man, Maharam, who was killed with a shotgun fire at close range. In the next one you can see a large epidermal nerve on the head of a Thai man who as a child remembered his life as his current paternal uncle, who was killed from a blow to the head with a heavy knife. Around the world there have been many stories of people who claimed they were someone else in the past. For example, take the reincarnation case of Ryan Hammonds, a kid born in Oklahoma in 2004, who claimed he was the famous agent and actor, Marty Martin. When Ryan was 4 years old, he started talking full sentences about his past life. He gave vivid details about Hollywood and the home he used to live in. He remembers her past life daughter, and even remembers that Marty Martin had leukemia and died from cerebral hemorrhage 40 years before Ryan was born.
I have something I need to tell you. I think I used to be somebody else. And he started just telling me these stories about how he had lived in Hollywood. His stories were so detailed. It just wasn't like a child that could have made it up.
But the craziest story I came across, and surely no one can come up with a logical explanation, is located all the way in Syria. A 3-year-old boy in Syria's Golan Heights region grabbed the attention of everyone when he claimed he was murdered with an axe in his previous life. The boy was born with a long, red birthmark on his head, and when he was old enough he told his family what happened. The boy is part of the Druze ethnic group, and they also believe birthmarks are related to past life experiences. So as it's customary, the town elders took the boy to the village where he used to live. When they got there, he remembered the name he had before. Locals told the elders that the man who the boy was claiming to be had gone missing 4 years earlier. When asked, the boy also remembered the full name of his killer. When the alleged killer was confronted, his face turned white, but he did not admit to murder. The boy then took the elders to where the body was buried, and in that very spot, they found a man's skeleton with a wound to the head that corresponded with the boy's birthmark. They also recovered the axe with which he had been killed. If you want to read more about this topic, I will leave Dr. Stevenson's article in which he studied these cases. Whether you believe in reincarnation or not, I think we can all agree this is a pretty convincing theory. Tell us what you think in the comments below. Also don't forget to like and subscribe.